Hey everybody, today we got our first taste of Kirby Air Riders, an amazing racer and the sequel to the great GameCube game, Kirby Air Ride. A global playtest just released giving us our first taste of the game, allowing us to play standard races and the legendary city trial mode. We'll go through the 3 races available and cap it off with a city trial run. First off, this roster, I love the variety, it's got that classic Smash Bros look. But for today, I think we'll go with the hamster, Rick. Because honestly, who could hate Rick? Now, one of the original selling points of the game was how different each racing machine feels. Some were built for speed, some were built for fighting, and some for flying. And it's almost hard to sell and tell how drastically different they feel from each other. Some handle like a slippery slug, some break instantly, and some allow you to fly over like half the course. And now that we have a character select screen with their own stats, their effects can only be amplified from here on out. I can't tell you how excited I was hearing about a continuation to one of my favorite racers of all time. And for those new to Kirby Air Riders, this game is way different than your standard racer. This game was designed to be played with only 2 buttons, and the GameCube version just 1 button. So your car or air ride machine in this case move on their own and will attempt to reach max speed on their own. And if you come from a game like Mario Kart, that's not how it works at all. You either go or you don't. The one piece you do have control over is braking. You can press B to brake, and when held down, charges up a boost coming out of the brake, allowing you to take tight turns with a little bit of speed coming out of it. This allows the player to focus more on the unique aspects of this game, because as much as this is a racing game, this is mixed in with a lot of fighting elements too. You'll be battling enemies just as much as you're battling the course. Now, using that same B button, you can also suck in enemies a la Kirby style and utilize their abilities, also using that same button. So I have the cutter ability right now, and if I brake a little bit, you can see a little projectile comes out, and I can use that to attack other enemies. Meaning, if you want to attack someone, you're also going to be braking a bit, adding in that risk-reward element and trade-off. Now, back in 2003, this single-button gameplay deviated from gaming trends at this time, where consoles and controllers were constantly adding in more buttons. We now know Sakurai may have been a little bit ahead of the curve at this time. They were trying to make gaming more accessible for those non-gamers at the time, and largely I think the game initially succeeded at it, but it really wasn't until the Wii came out that we saw Nintendo really bust that market open with Wii Sports and motion controls. And visually, this game fits right at home with that Kirby style. There is cuteness baked everywhere, from the character to the courses, and to be honest, this was a nice intro course, some light turns, jumps, and rails to play with. Welcome to Waveflow Waters, an absolute twisted course with quite a striking start, with these narrow walls of water forcing us to get into conflict immediately as we spin and try to bump our opponents out of the way. So if you wiggle your control stick back and forth, you can do spins which bumps other racers away. And yes, those water walls are very easy to get knocked into. And we have this lovely transition of us grinding the water rail into underwater section and straight into a water slide. And again, visually compared to other racers, this game feels very poppy in its aesthetic choice and a little bit more dynamic. Also, one thing right here, when you fly into the air like this, if you land parallel to the ground, you get a small speed boost because we can't trick in this game. If you do brake, you get sent immediately down. And this transition is the big rail grind section of this track, and initially there doesn't seem to be much going on with rail grinds, but it's one of those unique elements to this game, and I would say it's akin to like a Sonic game, where you're doing one of those loop-de-loops. And the reason I say that is because although the movement in this game is automated, it's meant to give that same sense of speed and mobility that can be a little bit difficult for an average person to control. And although the rails shown so far have been pretty tame, if we can draw from the original game, they definitely will have some crazy bends and loops in them, which I'm really looking forward to. Also, one element about the rail system is that you often see them running parallel with each other, allowing you to hop between rails to take the ideal path or avoid traps. And you might have noticed the hamster going crazy right now thanks to our special move. You see, each character has a unique special to them, and you can think of it as like a charging ultimate attack. And Rick's special move in this case is to ditch the machine and take to the ground, dashing ahead, and it seems like they even have a mini earthquake effect around them. Now, playing with other characters, it's clear that not everybody's special is built for speed. Some are built offensively or defensively, which makes it more useful in city trials than races themselves, but they still feel very unique from each other. And as I get launched over in the canyon, you can see me hop to the inner rail trying to get the best line possible. you can already tell there will be a lot of those small optimizations in this game, and there's just so much going on in this game that I want to talk about. We just crossed over a question mark space, which gives you a random power up without having to inhale an enemy, so we could just keep moving forward without interruption. And as we go into the final section of this track, you can probably already tell, but this course is a big step up from the first one with its hairpin turns, narrow pathways, some gliding, and some grinding sections as well too. A very, very solid track. Mount Amber Falls, our final course of the demo, and we finally got a good boost. I will say, I love the start of each race. There is such a strong impact with the fast countdown and the rush announcer. It gives the sense of urgency, which is something I love in racers, and sometimes I feel is lacking in others. Now, if you take a look in the upper right hand corner, we have our first one-lap course. We are currently racing down this mountainside towards a beach, and it's a little dangerous on the way down. This course is very punishing with these back-to-back hairpin turns where you can easily bump or get trapped onto the sides. And now after playing this over the weekend, I have some worries for the main racing mode. My initial worry is over the learning curve for handling these karts. It's not as intuitive as Mario Kart simply because of the auto acceleration, which also contributes to your car feeling a little bit more slippy and slidey than what you might be used to. You can even see I screwed up here. I got caught on one of the turns. I thought I would be able to drift around the corner, but the wheel power-up's drift is much more sharper and sudden than my kart's. And this comes with game knowledge, and I will say there is a level of satisfaction being able to master your machine's movement. Taking tight turns to come out with a mighty boost feels great. The question is, are people going to tolerate this game enough to get to that point? You don't have a dedicated drift button in this game, it's your braking. So with people being raised on the Mario Karts of the world, your mentality has to change a little bit. Also, I haven't seen any real catch-up mechanics in this iteration, sort of how Mario Kart has mushrooms or stars, which makes Mario Kart more accessible for lesser skilled players to at least have a fun racing experience. This almost feels counterintuitive to the game's design of being accessible in its controls, but less casual friendly for a pick up and play experience. Even with this in mind, I personally find the mode fun. I love the fast-paced nature of this game and the skill-based driving on top of that. It's nice to have some form of skill expression. But where this game truly shines for most people, and is famous for, is that city trial mode. Hold on to your butt, we are bringing the star, man. I just can't help being attached to some of these characters that are more out of pocket. Okay, so if you haven't played City Trial before, we are basically thrown into this miniature world with really diverse biomes, as you'll see, and there's a real charm to that overworld. It feels ripe with secrets and hidden objectives. Like right now, we are in an underground gem rock cave, and the goal for us is to power ourselves up for one final battle after 5 minutes. We can do this by swapping our vehicles mid-match, fighting opponents, or even going around and collecting stat boosting items, as I've been doing so far. Now, what makes this mode so special is that it's like controlled chaos, where you're free to explore and gather items on the map at your own pace, or you can engage in the chaotic rain of events with your competitors, sort of like what's happening right now. And as you can see, any little bump sends us into the air, flying upwards. And honestly, this is something that no other racer does well. That verticality. A part of Kirby Air Riders encourages you to fly around and reach new locations, getting a sense of freedom as you lift off. Now, I'm still trying to figure out this map. There's so many nooks to look through, and they just randomly have this abandoned ship. Like, what game does that? And now that we have 16 players in this mode instead of the original 4, you are always bound to find conflict. And one other thing to note is that if you do engage in combat, your vehicle does take damage, and it can break, forcing you to walk around the map to find a new one. But for now, I'm satisfied with just collecting what we can and keeping to ourselves in a fairly safe and tame spot. And my objective during this playtest has been to get familiar and explore the map. I still haven't even gotten up to a mysterious island that's like high up in the sky. You can kind of see it right there. And we have a chance to swap our vehicles, so let's do it. So everybody starts off with the same Warp Star vehicle, but if you swap it out, you can lean into a certain style. For example, we got this Wing Star, so we're able to glide much smoother. Now other vehicles are better at like combat, or some are meant for speed, some control. Now in the original game, you could be punished because the end battle of City Trial may not favor your vehicle type, but this game helps mitigate that, which you'll see soon. And our second random event just hit, and we got a special going, but I'm not really finding any people to take advantage of it. That's okay. Now, with a wide open play space like this mode can serve as a sort of a training ground to help get a feel of all the vehicles and get more used to controls. This serves as a really fun sandbox. Oh, we just got smashed by DDD, but I don't think they did more damage to us than we did actually to them. And if we do manage to KO someone, we actually get to knock out a lot of their power-ups, decreasing theirs and increasing ours, so not bad. Now we're on the ring of the map, and these rails interconnect these train stations, which connect different biomes of the map together, meaning you aren't really locked to an area. It makes the map flow and feel much more fluid. Oh, and okay, this is my favorite part. This right here is my favorite part about the new city trial. So you get a chance to have these mini events, and this one acts as a short race. And this race takes place live on this map. We just need to get to the starting point, and there we go, 3 seconds left. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I have a chance to win this race. Our vehicle is built for the skies, not for speed, but just participating in this will give loads of power-ups, and it's so chaotic and messy at the start here. I love it so much that they incorporate the map as part of our raceway, going underground, up this freaking volcano. I mean, it just feels like there's always something to do. Okay, even though we didn't finish first, you can see the whole host of power-ups we just got above our head. Now, as the game goes on, it might be a little hard to see in the footage. It becomes much more difficult to control your character. You'll be gaining all sorts of stat boosts that make your speed spike up, and if you're on one of those faster machines, good luck, because right now, I'm getting a little tough. It's getting a little tough to control, and our machine is on the slower side, so, I mean, I don't mind it for now. I'm still trying to collect things. And, oh, by the way, you probably noticed throughout this game here that I've been opening up a lot of these boxes, which we can boost or spin into. The blue boxes contain stat boosts, while other boxes contain weapons. And we got our special again. I love that fact that we're going Superman mode. Just take to the skies, ditch the vehicle. We are going so fast right now. I can't control this. Oh, we got someone. I can't control this. Where am I going? Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, we have some control of the character. Hold up. Okay, give me the Shadow Star. Why not? Oh, okay, this is a bad idea. We have zero control. This is too fast. Uh-oh. Okay. I can barely control this thing. I think I might have made a mistake. Get me out of here. Oh. That last bit was exhausting, man. These are the stats we collected here, and by the way, yes, losing complete, utter control going at Mach speed happens pretty often in this mode. Okay, so here's the twist. We can select one of these 4 events to participate in, whichever we're best built for. We'll go with the recommended skydive for us here. And we'll be competing against whoever else chooses this same event, so the final event is always a little bit more dynamic, which is why your vehicle choice in the game is really not a detriment anymore. Okay, this event seems fairly straightforward. Go through the rings, and now I kind of wish I didn't swap vehicles. Okay, let's see if we can hit that up this 200. Oh, we just bailed too early. No. All right, collect the 50s. 200. It just got stolen from us. Hundreds? Stolen again. Oh my gosh. Okay. Collect some. Nice. We'll take it a little slower. Dodge all these laser beams. What is this? Okay. Good. Let's aim for the 500 here. Maybe we can catch 200. Oh, we just missed it. Okay. I think we did okay, but I feel like we just dropped too fast here. Okay, we'll see. Second. Okay. Better than what I thought. We got a lot sniped from us, so I'm happy with that. So that's been Kirby Air Riders. Overall, had a good time. I will say that the game feels like a continuation of the original game rather than an evolution. So if the first one fits your style, then great. But if you were looking for something a little bit more, I haven't seen anything quite yet that makes the game feel more different in that space. Now, this isn't going to replace the Mario Karts of the world, but this is more so a fun supplement to the racing genre. Now, you may need to put in some additional effort to get used to the controls, but there's still that level of satisfaction to be had once you do master it. Hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and take care.